Hello, good morning. It's Thursday. My name is Denisia Pomaide and I'm here to serve you AM News. We begin from Parliament, where majority and the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, have been caught in crosshairs again after the Speaker indefinitely adjourned Parliament. Now, this is the second meeting in a row that the Speaker has adjourned the House abruptly, with several government business held in the balance. Now, last night, the Speaker adjourned the House indefinitely to the anger of the majority caucus.
To express our disappointment at the turn of events by Mr. Speaker. Well, we all know that in this Chamber of Parliament, we proceed on matters, reach consensus, and take decisions. I do not think that issue about adjournment and the reopening of Parliament is purely administrative. I heard a few days ago about this adjournment synod, and I must say, in all sincerity, that I engaged those I had to engage, and I was getting to a certain understanding that we could reach some consensus considering the number of business that we had as a house. Surprisingly, he did not give his closing remarks. Neither did he allow leaders to even make certain remarks, which these have become part of the practice of Parliament. And these are worrying, very worrying. That notwithstanding, Mr. Speaker is the father of Parliament. He presides. We don't want to go into any banter with him. We will not act in a manner disrespectful of the chair, except to say that we vehemently disagree with the unilateral decision to adjourn the House synod.
Well, the majority leader announced the intention of his side to recall Parliament for an emergency sitting.
Of course, I can also understand the constraints of Mr. Speaker, given the fact that the first Deputy Speaker is out of the jurisdiction, the second Deputy Speaker is also out of the jurisdiction. However, our rules permit or allows us to have a member presiding. So I still hold the view that Mr. Speaker could still have traveled for the NCSL program in the United States. I, for instance, I am billed for that travel, but I don't think that it is more important than government business that I'm undertaking. We are, with immediate effect, going to engage our caucus with the sole aim at getting the necessary consent of members to procure their signatories to recall their house in accordance with law. So expect to see a recall request from us.
Now, away from Parliament, hours after President Akufo-Addo launched the Accelerated Road Construction Project, dubbed District Road Improvement Program, the minority, in an RTI request, are demanding full cost of construction equipment being distributed to various districts under the program. Now, some 5,000 Ghanaian construction workers are expected to gain direct jobs from government's Accelerated Road Development Project. Now, addressing dignitaries before the launch, President Akufo-Addo said the intervention is proof of his administration's commitment to improving road infrastructure in Ghana.
Road improvement program will be funded by the District Assembly Common Fund. Administrator of the fund, Irina Toshi, assured that the equipment will strictly be dedicated to the purpose for which they were procured and not diverted to illegal mining sites.
I want to thank His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for all the support that he gave to me when I proposed this initiative. To Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who did not just support, but made sure that he broke all the hurdles that I was going through, I say, Vice President Ayiko. I wish to thank the members of Parliament, especially the leadership and the local government committee, for their support in this regard when it was proposed in Parliament.
Chief Executive Officer of the Jospon Group, Dr. Joseph Siao Ejapong, underscored the job creation opportunity the District Road Improvement Program will provide. He also announced that the next equipment to be purchased will be assembled locally.
The opportunities created through this program is very fast, and we're looking at 5,000 individuals, including drivers, operators, mechanics, welders, sprayers, janitors, and many others. This initiative will not only support the economic growth of our country, but also empower Ghanaians with valuable skills and a stable employment. Our commitment to capacity building is evident in our ongoing efforts to sign a memorandum of understanding with our technical universities in Ghana. And, Your Excellency, our partners Legon and the University of Lizhou in China.
Meanwhile, District Chief Executive of North Dai in the Volta region, Edmond Atakujo, disagreed with the NDC MP for Kintampo North, Joseph Kwame Kuma, that the district road improvement program is designed to win votes for the governing party in the December elections.
That's what we're talking about.
So decentralizing taken to a
different level where devolution proper is being seen and realized.
A quick one is the president haunted by the former president on Romani Mahama?
Not at all. Not at all. It happens to all of us. When you are speaking, there will be a sleep here and then. Okay. And that's all. So there's nothing wrong about that. Okay. Not at all.
You said he campaigned for the former president?
Oh, yes. His Excellency Nanado, you remember, was it Ayawaso? Where is Neil Lamte Vanderboy? He mentioned Neil Lamte, and Neil Lamte won. His Excellency John Ramani Mama, he's handing over to him. He has endorsed him. We like him or not.
He remains the former president, and then we'll make sure that we maintain you as a former president. That's his title, and he belongs to that place. So
Nanado has endorsed. You see, Kama, nature. I'm on. Kama, nature is like that. When somebody does good thing and you want to destroy him, God will let you mention him. You see, my brother is confirming that he has seen a grader in his assembly. Maintenance, 7 years. You have not been able to maintain it. You are getting a new one.
At the commissioning of the over 2,000 units of equipment, President Akufo-Addo said the District Road Improvement Program is proof of his administration's commitment to improving road network in Ghana.
This fleet of 2,240 units includes motor graders, backhoes, rollers, wheel loaders, bulldozers, tipper trucks, concrete mixers, water tankers, low beds, and other essential equipment manufactured by the reputable Chinese company, Lugong Group of Companies. These machines are not merely tools, they are instruments of change, enablers of progress, and symbols of our dedication to improving the lives of all Ghanaians. The implementation of this ambitious program will be overseen by a 4-member committee at each metropolitan, municipal, and district assembly.
The 48th Engineering Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces is expected to provide security for the equipment and instill discipline in the workforce.
From Greater Accra, let me take you to the Western region. In an effort to promote energy efficiency and conservation across Ghana, the Energy Commission, in collaboration with the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation and with financial support from the United Nations Development Programme UNDP, has held a significant town hall meeting in Takoradi to educate various stakeholders on their new regulations and how to be energy efficient. Our correspondent in Athalia Kwanzaa has more in this report.
The Assistant Manager in charge of Energy Efficiency Regulations at the Energy Commission, Hubert Nzozan, emphasized the importance of integrating energy efficiency education into the basic school curriculum.
When it comes to energy efficiency, we are all hearing it as adults. In some cases, people are hearing it for the first time. We believe that going to the basic institutions, starting from our children in school, to inculcate energy efficiency as part of the curriculum will go a long way to help, because some children have been found to influence the purchase decisions of their parents. So if they are aware of energy efficiency, energy conservations, perhaps they will be able to advise their parents to also buy energy efficient appliances.
The town hall meeting, spearheaded by the Energy Commission, aims to raise awareness about the country's new energy efficiency regulations. The initiative seeks to educate key personnel from various sectors on the importance of the energy conservation and new regulations for regulated appliances.
The new energy efficiency appliance regulations that has been passed by Parliament. It's quite difficult when you come up with regulations without having key stakeholders being part of it in terms of the implementation. And so what basically the Energy Commission has done is to engage the public, including our stakeholders, to tell them about the provisions of the regulations and the purposes of these regulations, and looking at how we can judge in terms of implementation agencies to enforce these laws and make sure that the Ghanaian consumer gets the right product, which is efficient, durable, and also saves some money in their pocket.
The Western Regional Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Henry Yeledor, also highlighted the initiative's impact on the hospitality industry.
From the hospitality point of view, if you look at what they actually do with light, with energy, you realize that right from when one checks into a hotel, safety and security is paramount. So we insist that your lighting should be there to ensure that around your environment, people are safe as they walk around. Then when you enter your room, you need to relax. So sometimes you need your room to cool. So you are either using air conditioning, or you are using your ceiling fan. You are also using your TV. Sometimes we also have other kettles and even fridges that cools your drink whilst you are there. But we are told today that depending on the choice you make in the gadget that you buy, will also determine how much you pay.
As Ghana continues to navigate the challenges of energy consumption, initiatives like these town hall meetings play a vital role in promoting sustainable practices and ensuring a brighter future for all. For Joy News, in Athalia Kwanzaa, Western Region.
Now, the National Peace Council has called for the adoption of non-violent means of expressing grievances in the 2024 presidential and parliamentary election. In the light of past electoral tensions and incidents of violence, the Council aims to prevent any escalation of conflict and ensure a successful democratic process. Addressing stakeholders at the 2024 Peace Dialogue in Kumasi, the board chair of the National Peace Council, Dr. Ernest Edu-Jemfi, urged political parties, candidates, supporters, and the general public to use legal processes in addressing their grievances. Nana Boachi Yadom has the rest of the story.
The Peace Dialogue seeks to contribute to ensuring peaceful and credible 2024 elections by promoting a national platform for consensus building among major stakeholders, including the security agencies, Electoral Commission, Judicial Service, media, women and youth groups, academia, among others. The dialogue is expected to whip instrumental response to increase trust, confidence, and peaceful 2024 election. Dr. Ernest Edu-Jemfi is board chair of the National Peace Council.
Today, we are here again to mobilize consensus on the theme Building Trust Among Stakeholders for a Peaceful 2024 General Elections in Ghana. Your Excellency, I hope you will agree with me without equivocation that democracies across the globe is under attack to the extent that the champions of democracy like the United States have not even been spared. Elections, which in a democratic environment is accepted as the mechanism for choosing leaders for states, have now become the ground for conflict and violent destruction of lives and property.
Dr. Hedu Jemfi encouraged political actors not to resort to violence.
To promote trust in the lead up to the December elections, I urge you all to shun any activity by any person or group of persons that has the potential to derail the peace of our beloved country. In our homes, workplaces, schools, in vehicles, let us conduct ourselves and use language that promote and protect the peace and stability of our motherland. I urge all Ghanaians to endeavor in all circumstances to use non-violent approaches to address grievances. Let us encourage positive virtues such as tolerance, love for neighbor, transparency, and accountability.
Mr. Leonardo Santos is Special Representative of the UN Secretary General for West and the Sahel.
This year's elections will once more test the strength of Ghana's 30-year-old democratic process, especially as they are organized in an environment marked by internal and regional security challenges, misinformation and disinformation that spread too quickly on social media, the erosion of political enthusiasm among the youth, socioeconomic hardships, a rise in defamatory statements and hate speech. These are possible triggers for disruptions during electoral activities.
For Joy News, Nana Boache Dankwayadom, Kumasi.
Oh, let me take you to the Upper West region, where the Nadoli Kaleo District Director of Health Services, Phoebe Balanguyetimi, has expressed worry over the growing cases of hepatitis B, C, and liver cancer in the district. Speaking at a medical screening exercise funded by the Nadoli Kaleo Member of Parliament, Anthony Suma, she called on the people to prioritize their health and desist from unhealthy lifestyles. Now, Phoebe also used the opportunity to call on the government to make vaccines available for the treatment of the diseases. Now, Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports.
Nadoli Keleo District Director of Health Services, Phoebe Balanguyetimi, painting a mental picture of what prompted the Nadoli Keleo Member of Parliament, Anthony Suma Mankara, to fund the medical screening of constituents on hepatitis B, C, and liver cancer.
Initially, we were seeing a lot of the Bs, but currently we are beginning to see hepatitis C also on the ascendancy. Aside that, we have also been battling with cancers. And in this district, I would like to indicate that we have even lost staff from liver cancer. And we've also lost staff from other cancers like the breast cancer. And so because of the data that we are seeing, because data informs everything that we do, we discussed with the MP to see how he could help us. Many people will not have access to this service because we don't provide this service except the testing for the hepatitis B and C.
Phoebe Balanguyetimi says the figures are worrying and there is a need to up the ante in order to put a lid on its rise.
The figures we are getting is quite alarming. We do not want to put it on the public domain, but people will get scared, but it's quite alarming. And as I indicated earlier, yesterday we did Nadoli, we did Cherpong, we did Natok, and in fact, the patronage is very, very good. Very good. People are struggling to have the test, and we have seen quite a number of hepatitis C cases overtaking the hepatitis B, which is quite frightening.
Dozens of residents from the constituency thronged the various training centers for a free medical exercise conducted by the Liver Cancer Foundation, led by surgeon Dr. Sare Ofe.
Most people are living with hepatitis B and C, but they do not appreciate the relationship between the hepatitis and liver cancer. So by the time they have symptoms of liver cancer, the disease is so advanced that no treatment works for them, and they only have a maximum of about 6 months to live. We want to change this narrative, and so what we try to do is anybody with test in the community who is hepatitis B or C positive, we scan your liver as well. And so if there's a cancer already developing, so it will be so small that will be amenable to treatment. If for persons who are positive, who do not have any cancer in their liver yet, what we do is we put them on surveillance, we follow them up. So every 6 months, we recommend that you go to a center and do a scan of your liver.
Using figures from the World Health Organization, the Kolibu surgeon disclosed that liver cancer is the #1 cause of all cancer deaths. He estimated the number of people living with hepatitis in Ghana to be between 8 to 13% of the country's population.
Has been found from people who come to hospital, people who do blood transfusion, and then isolated data hospital-based. So the first time that we want to see a defined community and the prevalence of hepatitis B and C. So at the end of this screening program, we should be able to tell the number of people who have been infected with hepatitis B and C in the Upper West region. And that will be very important for the Ministry of Health and stakeholders to be able to design intervention to solve the problem.
NDC Nadolo Keleo constituency organizer Frederick Kanigi averred that health is one of the topmost priorities of the Nadolo Keleo Member of Parliament, Anthony Sumamankara, and wouldn't like to deviate from it, hence his involvement in the free medical screening.
His interest has always been on health, and health has always been one of the items that is on his agenda. Over the years, he has organized such screening services for people across the constituency. Not once, not twice. I can say this is the 4th or 5th one that he is doing. But this is more particular because it has a relation to the liver, which is an essential organ of every living organism.
Whilst advocating for the government to come with vaccine for the treatment of the disease, the Nadolo Keleo District Director of Health Services urged the people to desist from unhealthy lifestyle practices that will lead to them contracting the disease.
We will also want to intensify education on the modes of transmission. Sharps like if somebody is infected and then you also get pricked by that infected person's needle, you get it. Blood transfusion, where it is not actually screened before it is given up to you. Communal eating, we share calabashes, saliva and all that. Sex, you can get it. So it's my advice to the public is that let's avail ourselves for screening. Let's save something little to be able.
Reporting for the news, Rafik Salam, Keleu.
Well, up next will be business updates, and I will do you the honors. Welcome once again to Business Updates. Now, price of liquefied petroleum gas is expected to witness some marginal reduction later this week. This is in line with the expected drop in prices of other petroleum products in the country. Gabriel Kumi is Vice Chairman of the Association of LPG Marketers.
Once there is a shutdown at Atuabo, it means we are all supposed to direct our attention to Tema to lift LPG and distribute to both the Tema zone and the Atuabo zone. Obviously, that will bring a bit of pressure on the BDCs in Tema. But currently, we have more than enough BDCs that have stocks. I mean, talking to the BDCs, we now have over 6 or 7 BDCs that have stocks that are ready to supply onto the market. And we are also ready to lift from Tema and distribute to everywhere across the country. I mean, when we checked this afternoon, the 800 gas stations across the country, each of them has opened and is doing business. There is no shortage in any gas station. Basically, I think IES has done the right prediction. LPG is going to be relatively stable. If we are lucky, we are likely to have a little bit of a dip in price. There may be a slight price reduction beginning tomorrow.
Now, economist Dr. Patrick Esumi is still asking the Bank of Ghana to press ahead with strict regulations aimed at checking dollarization of the economy. This was after the Bank of Ghana governor admitted that one of the surest ways to check this is first stabilize the cedi. Dr. Esumi says enforcement is still key.
He's making is that, we shouldn't be expecting magic from the central bank when the exports or the current account is not working so great. The economy itself is not growing well, and the confidence levels have gone down. I think where I slightly disagree is that, yes, the fundamentals are important, but you also need to deal with the institutional arrangement around the ease of having access to foreign currency. I think that part is also enables the speculation aspect. So even if people want to people are speculating against the currency, the cedi, and they want to hold dollars, and we've tightened our rules such that people who ordinarily don't have any business importing or exporting or paying foreign workers or doing any of those don't have access to the currency. That will help, because whenever the speculation kicks in, it is the ease of people being able to get access to the currency that also supports and further heightens the depreciation. So in the main, yes, we definitely need to work harder to strengthen the fundamentals, but I think we should also tighten our forex rules, and so that people who are not importing don't need to service any foreign loan in foreign currency. The regulations are too weak. The systems are not strong enough. That's why we're able to have people buy and hold dollars in their bedrooms and all of those things. So I think we need to tighten that aspect.
Well, that does it for business updates and AM News. But don't forget that News Review is right after. We'll be joined in studio by Dr. Paul Dankwa. He spoke government spokesperson on governance and security. And Kwame Nkrumah Bochio, he's the secretary, I beg your pardon, of the Independent Committee, CPP. My name is Denise Apomaije. Enjoy the rest of the show.